Retro Requiem.
How you guys doing? This is Friday, February 21st, and this is another segment of our News and Review, where we cover our weekly news topics that are very important.
Yeah.
With me today is Collin McConnell.
Hello, everybody.
Andrew Wagner.
I was promoted back up.
And, as always, the infamous Brian Perry.
Infamous. So
You're the only one who gets I guess it's a nickname.
adjective in front of his name.
Adjective, yeah.
I'm the only one who deserves an adjective in front of my name.
I would think velvet-voiced Collin McConnell has a ring to
Fine.
it. The dean of speaking.
I'll do a re-intro. He's suffering from infant dick disorder. Collin McConnell.
Yeah, at least we keep it classy.
Okay, let's start with a little game, guys.
Oh, yay.
With a little game.
A game.
Let's play Twister.
I'm going to name a
Yes.
game that came out this week, and you're going to tell me yes, no, or maybe would you play that game.
Okay.
Would I play it or can I play it?
Okay. Okay, it's two things. Can you play it, and will you?
Are we going in me and then him like that?
Yes, we can
Okay.
do that. So, like, obviously there are some games that you don't have a system. Wii U. Nobody's going to buy you. And then there's some games...
I can see what the first one is, and that's the question.
Okay.
Yes, Nintendo. You should just stop playing or stop making consoles because then you can just share the game.
Just give handhold.
With
Let's
Xbox.
make hand. No, actually, that's shitty too. Just let everyone take your IPs. And
There you go. You make more money that
especially
way.
fucking Metroid. Do I ever have like
Okay,
axe to grind?
okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. Not the time or place.
The first
I
one
apologize.
is Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
So, is it for the Wii U?
It's
Yes, it's for
Wii
the
U,
Wii U.
and is it for 3DS too?
I don't think it's for 3D.
Fuck
Aw.
no. Fuck no.
For both?
Wait, it's for the 3DS too?
Just go for it. Are you going to play it?
No, not in like the next year.
Andrew?
No, I will not be able to play it.
I really wish I could play it.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, no.
I wish I could play it too. Like
They've done great.
If
That's
you
a-
had a Wii U, would you play it?
yes.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
We'll and
Easily.
okay,
It's a definitely for me.
but
I
go-
love Donkey Kong.
But going back, that's like saying, if you're stuck in Cambodia, would you go to like a McDonald's or something? Yeah, I mean, yeah, because it serves food, and well, I don't know what the state of Cambodia is. My point is, it's the Wii U, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not exactly like there's a glut of games to play on the Wii
You
U,
make a
right?
very good point.
But going back to, and this actually does connect to my Metroid thing. It's Retro Studios who made Metroid Prime. These are guys who are obviously very talented. They make incredible games. They are good at taking franchises that Nintendo, in their infinite intelligence, have let slide, like Donkey Kong. Yes, infinite. Oh, we're gonna get to that. That's a foreshadowing. But yeah, no. So yeah, absolutely, I'd play this. I think it's probably gonna be a very, very good game.
Okay.
You don't let me talk. You don't let him
Oh.
talk. Just
Oh yeah.
Are you going to talk for 3 minutes?
No,
too?
I won't talk for 3 minutes. I'll just say that I'm looking forward to this game, but I can't play because I don't have a Wii U.
Yeah.
I'll buy you when you drop to like $100.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
But like Donkey Kong was my first platforming game. I didn't have Mario when I first started. Donkey Kong was it. So like this brings me a lot of nostalgia that I really want to play, but I can't. So
Yeah.
I hate you, Wii U.
This isn't the first time we would bring up Donkey Kong in this podcast.
Oh.
Oh really?
More
Oh, I think
foreshadowing.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm in the out of the loop.
Next
on
on
this.
the list, Strider. Yes, no, or maybe.
I completely in the dark on this one. I remember it was a game for like,
Capcom's,
the NES or something.
Capcom's
back in the day.
platforming ninja game.
Probably. I mean, probably not.
I guess not, because you didn't know what the game was.
Yeah.
Andrew?
I will not be playing it soon. If it goes on sale, I might pick it up, but I've not like.
This is actually a game that I was really interested in and got really good reviews.
It looks interesting, but yeah.
And it's one of the few things that Capcom just seemed to do right lately.
Now
Because there seems not to be a lot going on.
Now-
Dead Rising 3 was good.
Oh, that's right, Dead Rising. I always forget Dead Rising 3. It's so good.
See, I didn't like the first Dead Rising.
No, this one is. The first Dead Rising was weird. The second one was actually bad because you had to like babysit this little girl.
Oh,
This
God.
one is like I would say easily the best out of the whole series.
Oh, well, okay.
Easily the best.
That's the selling. At this point, it's kind of the selling point for the Xbox One. I
Yeah.
guess.
It's a great, not great, but it's a really good IP for
Yeah.
Xbox.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we got off track there, so yeah.
Next on the list, Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry.
Since I've said no to all of these, but since I'm done with the Assassin's Creed series.
Are you done with it?
I'm honestly, yeah. It's just gotten to a point where I'm not interested in playing them anymore.
I feel like once you get your PS4 and you play Assassin's Creed 4,
I
it'll
played,
change your mind.
and I don't know. I guess you guys have either of you played 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Is 4 better than 3?
Yes.
Okay, well then maybe I was wrong because I mean
4
3...
was a dip for the series, and I remember 3 was the dip for the series, and 4, with all what they did with it and the sailing and the everything, just ties it so much better than 3.
To quote Andrew, 4 is 10 times better than 3.
It's
Now, I don't know.
I'm not sure that's sound mathematics.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Mathematically, I don't know.
I was boosting a little bit, but it's a really good game. I really liked it. And yes, I will be playing Freedom Cry.
Okay.
Give it a maybe for me, I guess.
Earth Defense Force 2025. When giant ants attack.
There's aliens or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. From what I've heard about the series, it's kind of like it's intentionally cheesy and but I mean, it looks very repetitive. You're just like going around these.
It's like Dynasty Warriors with like giant ants.
Well, I mean, it's like
guns.
Yeah, they have like cities and stuff, and they just don't look very detailed, and it's just you're running around blowing shit up with rocket launchers, which doesn't interest me that much. So. Again, no. I'm 0 for 4 here. Brian,
agree with Collin here.
I hope we get a last one that's good.
That's a no.
Yeah.
Rayman Legends is not a new release this week, but it is coming the next gen this week. Yes, nor maybe.
You go ahead.
I want to play it, but I probably won't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rayman Legends is a game that got great praise. I played a little bit here and there, and I really like it, but it's not one of those games that I need to play.
Yeah, I agree. I hate to say this, but I'm fully a child of the 3D era. I can't. It's tough for me to go back to 2D. This is like 2D and a half, 2D and a half.
Yeah, 2.5.
But I mean, it's like
2.5.
I just the 2D platformers really don't interest me. And that's sad because actually the thing that I respect the hell out of it for is that this new Rayman reboot series is that it's taking a old, kind of forgotten series and it's bringing it back and doing it excellently. Everything I've heard about it is excellent.
Fantastic.
I actually.
Great artwork too in it.
Yeah, and I played Origins. I didn't beat it because again, going back to the thing where I'm not exactly a 2D platformer guy, but it was great. For what it was awesome. But yeah, it's a no for me.
I disagree with you a lot on the 2D platformer. I feel like the genre is so saturated, and third person shooters, first person shooters.
Yeah.
Why not do something different? And have a good 2D platform. I still really want to play Guacamelee. Guacamelee looked amazing.
That was on sale recently, I think. For really cheap.
It. But we played Rayman Origins a decent amount, and I really enjoyed our time with it. I think the thing about Rayman is it's difficult, just like it was back when it first came out. And if you don't have people to play with it consistently, then you're not going to beat that game.
That might be the reason I might not get into it. That'd be a game I'd play with you guys and probably not my own.
I really like the music levels in Rayman Legends, though.
Oh, I know. So good.
They're really fun.
Okay. On to some sad news.
Yeah.
No more games.
Well, yeah.
Ken Levine closed down Rational Games this week.
Is it a full closing or is it just a scale back?
Here's the thing. I read...
I think they're changing their name.
They're changing the name, okay.
Yeah, so
I read most of the thing on this, and it's really complicated, but I mean, to start off with, unfortunately, there are about... I think like 100 over two.
It's 200.
200
about
people,
200.
200 people who are going to lose their jobs now. And that's bad, especially in this economy, and But I think the silver lining is that most of these people will undoubtedly get jobs with the kind of resume they probably built up at Irrational. But yeah, just looking at how this happened, the possible reasons for it happening, it's interesting because from what I heard. It kind of came around, possibly there was pressure from 2K, the publisher, to shift the focus of Irrational, because even though Bioshock Infinite did well by conventional standards, it did not do well to the standards that 2K had set for it, because it was a game very long in development that, and Ken Levine is notorious for, I think, changing a lot of stuff mid-development, throwing out stuff, and so obviously
There's still no news on the Bioshock 4 Vita.
Oh, but yeah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. They got him up there and they said, "Hey, could you pimp this a bit?" And it's like, "Yeah, we'll get a Bioshock game."
I don't even know if that's ever going to come out.
But yeah, so I think that game took about 7 years,
It took a
like
while.
3 to 4 years after it was initially announced. So I think by the time it came out, it was just almost impossible for them to meet the expectations and probably even make a profit.
Yeah.
So I think they probably said, "Hey, Ken, you can't do this. You can stay here, but maybe we'll shift you in your studio in a new direction." So now what he said in the release he put out they posted on the Irrational website was that he is I can't directly quote it, but I think it was something like he wants to focus on downloadable
like more
games,
story focused,
narrative focused games. Which, and this, personally, he's talking my language. Like, that's what I want to hear, because Ken Levine is one of those
not related to Adam.
Yeah, no, he's one of the
Avril.
Yeah, Levine. That's crazy.
Are they
names.
related?
No,
Adam and Levine. I feel like they should be.
I don't.
Maybe
they might. I mean, they might.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, I bet you can continue.
But yeah. So where was I? Well, Ken Levine is one of the figureheads in the industry, and I think one of the narratives that was kind of going around at the time of Infinite's release was that it was kind of this savior for the first-person shooter genre, and I think they had that expectation because of his history with making video games. It was supposed to be the thinking person's first-person shooter, and so that was a interesting game, a flawed game, a game that actually really captured my imagination. I loved the world of it. I loved the characters, the story. The gameplay was kind of the point where I was like, it was just...
It didn't improve much over the original.
And it was just too shooty.
It's also very easy.
The points that, the thing that I loved about the game the most was the moments where you just explored Columbia with Elizabeth.
Yep.
And you interacted with her, and you had these great interpersonal moments, and then those would last 15 minutes, and then you'd be shooting dudes in the face for the next, half hour.
Yeah.
So I think it's good if you cut out all the fat from that experience. I think you get something that's really, really interesting. And so if that's what he's going to be doing in the future, I'm looking forward to that, certainly.
Yes. On a sidebar, though, I'm worried about the franchise of BioShock.
That's what I was going to say next, yeah.
2K has announced that there's many untold stories of BioShock.
Stories.
And if Irrational or whatever they're going to be is not going to be making them, then who is?
Well, now, to be fair...
And 2K, Mariner? Or what?
Marin,
there we go. Yeah. Made BioShock 2, and I hated that game.
I didn't hate it. I
hated it.
The reason I'm surprised I actually played it, because most of the time, as with something like Arkham Origins, where somebody else takes over a franchise, usually I just say fuck it and not even do it. But I did play it, and I think the only reason I could condemn it is that it was more of the same, and then Infinite, it's quite literally a sea change that you go from you go into the clouds and stuff. That felt like a proper sequel, and BioShock 2. Was just kind of, it's one like, hey, we got this franchise, let's make another one. Let's make something in the same recognizable.
The story wasn't good. The setting was the same. I like Rapture. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I didn't mind. I actually can't remember all the specifics, but I think
the main character you played as the first Big Daddy.
There were elements of it that were kind of,
and you're like the weak
cheesy.
Big Daddy, and it's just.
Yeah, it was by no means a great game.
And you always had a drill, and you couldn't get rid of it. And
yeah,
it just made
there's some part. Now the more we talk about it, I'm kind of like, meh. But it was competent. Yeah. And I'm not expecting anything.
It was competent, but after playing the first BioShock, I wanted that experience again, and I did not get it, and I hated that game.
I agree with you, and I couldn't say hate, but I think it was kind of so we'll see how that works out in the future. Who they're going to hand this off to, I don't know. It probably won't be up to the same standards.
Hopefully be Gearbox.
Oh, Christ. God forbid. But yeah, so I guess in conclusion, we hope the people who got laid off find new jobs, and we're looking forward to what Ken Levine, whatever the hell his name is, does next. Me, certainly.
Here at Retro Requiem, we are currently hiring.
Yeah, right.
Yes, for game developers.
Slight downgrade in pay from what you're used to, but
just a very slight.
Yeah,
Wolfenstein: The New Order finally has a release date, and it's May 20th. And some news is that anyone who buys the game will also get access to the Doom beta of the new game.
Yep.
Doom 4 lives.
Does this change your interest level in that game?
Yes.
I've never been into the Doom franchise, so I mean,
I love Doom. I have the first Doom for Nintendo 64? Or no, I have the first Doom for the NES, that's what it is. NES, yeah. And then I also have Doom 3. I love that game. That was actually my first experience was with Doom NES because I played at my cousin's house and I fell in love with it. It was my first person shooter. My mom hated it because I was so young. Yeah. But then I played Doom 3. I really like that atmosphere. I mean, it basically changed the whole franchise of Doom because Doom was very campy and kind of like, oh, there's demons everywhere kind of thing. Now it kind of took the story into a dark, eerie thing, and hopefully they'll continue that and make it a dark game.
Yeah.
But with a serious story.
Yeah.
Instead of being Doom guy.
The original Doom is one of those games that I can't go back to just because of the separation in time. So it's one that I don't think I'll ever be able to properly enjoy. No doubt it has a great place in history. But Doom 3... I think the only time I played it was with our Halloween Spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
You still can't get the name right.
Halloween Spectacular.
It's been like 4 months, though. I mean...
But when it was going on...
Okay, that's true. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, it seemed like a really good shooter. id Software, I mean, the last I played, what was it, Rage?
Rage
was the last game. And that just seemed... I played like half an hour to an hour of it, and I wasn't really impressed. So I mean,
same. I mean, I liked Rage, but it wasn't anything special.
Yeah. It had John Goodman.
It did have John Goodman in it. He actually looked like John Goodman in the game too.
Yeah, he did.
Like it was a good looking game, but it wasn't anything spectacular. It kind of felt like a generic not Borderlands almost, but like not with people.
Yeah. Well, and something interesting about it was, and id Software is obviously one of the most storied developers. You know, you go back to Doom. Yeah. Doom is fucking Doom. But I mean, again, there's been how many not necessarily measuring console generations, but you know, it's been a long time since then. And in terms of innovation, playing Rage, I felt like there was this open world, but then most of the time you go into corridors.
Yes.
And you're just shooting it's a corridor shooter. So I mean, I'm
with a car to drive you between corridors.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, there's kind of I'm not so much interested in going back to that.
Yes, I hope they expand. Like, I hope they take Doom and Quake and mash it together. Because Quake was more about open areas, and Doom was more about this tight corridor shooting. I hope they kind of just blend those two together, create an amazing next-gen looking game.
A horror game, too.
Make it horror. It's about going to hell.
Oh,
I mean, what else are you going to do? Have, like, ponies in? No. It's a demon pony.
Shouldn't think so. But yeah, I mean, it just... I don't want to bring up Duke Nukem, because that's kind of that's.
But that was in development a lot longer, and it changed hands between how many companies.
But I think my point is that on an underlying level, it goes what I was just talking about, and kind of that, you know, not innovating from a certain point, you know, where you're stuck in the past. And you know, when with Duke Nukem you have the corny lines and stuff like that, very, you know, stuck in the mud. But I mean, in terms of that, you know, with id Software and Doom, it's just I don't know where they could necessarily go. And admittedly, I think I am always on the lookout for a pure horror title. Look at, you know, what happened to the Dead Space series. You can't survive with it seems like you can't maintain a horror franchise anymore.
They just kept it with Dead Space 2, I would have.
Oh, God, yeah.
Be careful what you wish for, Collin. Yeah. Because Andrew's been playing Outlast, and that's supposed to be a pure horror experience.
It's a newer horror.
How's that going for you, Andrew?
I like it. I'm writing a review right now about it. But it's a hide-and-seek game. That's basically what it is. It's like Amnesia. It's like, what's the tall guy's name?
Oh, Slenderman,
yeah. It's like that. You kind of like, oh my gosh, this atmosphere is freaky scary, but then, like, the guy's here, I just have to run away and hide from him.
Right.
So it's kind of like, I wish I could fight back. This is where I'm, like, we talked about this last podcast, The Evil Within. I'm really looking forward to that game.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Really looking forward to that
game.
Any
Shinji Mikami game you can sell me on.
I'm really looking forward to that game.
Okay.
So.
But, to answer the original question, yes, I'm looking forward to the Wolfenstein: The New Order. Mm-hmm. Again, great game that's being brought back into the new era.
Yeah. I'm actually really excited for a lot of franchises that are being redone.
Yeah.
And being brought to the new era. And it's especially good when there is a franchise like Donkey Kong and Rayman we talked about, where they kept the initial essence of the game, what made it special in the first place, and they really built off of that. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
A lot of controversy has been going around lately because the newer games that come out are 720 or 700 on Xbox One, and then they're 1080 on PS4.
Yeah.
Is this a big deal, guys?
The controversy or the difference in P?
Yeah, that's a question.
Well, let's have a two-parter. The difference in P and then the controversy.
Okay. Do you want to start or should I start?
I'll start. I think I have... I mean, so wait, we're doing the actual resolution thing? That's what we're doing first, not the controversy.
Just answer how you want to answer.
Okay, fair enough. In terms of the resolution, I feel like it's probably... I mean, they're both HD.
Yes. It's not like it's being rendered in 480p and upscaled to 720.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all HD.
It runs
naturally.
Naturally, yeah. So I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I will say this: the Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, they put out a video with comparing next gen and last gen. They had, PS3 versus PS4 and Xbox 360 versus Xbox One. I will say the PS4 looked markedly better than the Xbox One footage.
It did. He even said it was going to look better.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not sure. That's one game. I can't say that for everything. And again, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Mm-hmm. In the end, I think as I'm getting a PS4 this generation. I'm on Team Sony now. So I mean, I guess I think that's what it is. It's a number. It's a score. For the console war. In the end, I honestly don't think it's going to make much of a difference.
Okay, Andrew?
It makes no difference at all. I was playing Titanfall the beta. It looks great. Like, it runs in 792p. Mm-hmm. It looks amazing at 792p, not 1080. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Thief coming out this, Tuesday? Mm-hmm. Runs at 900p on Xbox One, while it runs at 1080p on PS4. Not that big of a difference. It looks almost exactly the same. All the other games, like Gears of War or Metal Gear Solid, it looks a little different, but also he even said that the Fox engine is not running at full capacity on that game. Like, they're saving stuff for the Phantom Pain. Mm-hmm. So I say as the generation goes down further, developers will learn how to use the ESRAM or ESRAM in the Xbox and utilize it to fully get the 1080p. Just like how the PS3 was harder to work for than the Xbox 360, it just takes a little bit of developer time. Even the Sniper Elite 3 developer, said that right now their games are running better on PS4, but over time, they just need to learn how to use the system better. Yeah. It's going to all equal the same eventually.
I think, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how big of a deal it is, 10 being, like, a huge deal and 1 being, like, nothing. It's like a 2.
Yeah, I give it a 2.
Yeah, it's like a 2. Because, like, while a game might look a little bit more polished on PS4... I don't think it's going to be your deal breaker.
No, absolutely not.
So, like, right now, if you're trying to decide between a PS4 and an Xbox One, and you're like, oh, let me get, I don't know, Thief, and it's like, oh, shit, that 100p.
Yeah.
That 100p, you're like, I don't know. No, there are better things to base your game around. Yeah. But at the same time, if you're someone like Andrew who has both consoles, and you are buying next-gen games that are single-player, you just might want to focus towards a PS4 entry of that franchise. Yeah. And so maybe game sales, maybe like a little bit, but like overall, I agree with you, Andrew. I don't think
it's a blip on the difference, but it's not going to be anything in the wrong run.
In a year or two, the games will be coming out 1080p for both systems. It's not going to matter.
Yeah. Okay. Kingdom Come Deliverance, a game that everyone is excited for.
Yeah,
I'm so glad.
Reached its Kickstarter goal and is now coming to next gen, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Made me so happy.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how wet are your shorts right now?
Wet? About a quart.
About a quart. I'm about to say.
I guess I'm just, I'm always cautious. The game looks, I'm extremely happy I'm going to be able to play it on consoles. The game looks so good and the promises they're making are so incredibly big that I'm almost, now I'm at the point where I'm like, can they really come through on this? And on a console too. On PCs you can do a good deal more than you can on consoles to some extent. I'm wondering about how, I don't know if they were in development on consoles.
No, they weren't.
No, they weren't.
Okay, so this is a port.
Yes, it's going to probably come out after PC. Well, actually, they're saying it's not going to come out until 2015 or 16.
I don't know.
So they have plenty of time to but
that's true.
Yeah, I'm excited because
it's good news regardless.
Yes. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at the old hymn that people used to sing. I'm wading water right now, guys. I figured that.
Yeah, like when I first heard about the game, I was like, please let it come out to next gen consoles, and then they just made my dream.
Yeah. We brought this up earlier, the new Metal Gear Ground Zero game, and there's a little bit of controversy going on because overall in gameplay, there's only 2 hours worth of gameplay, and last time I checked, the price is at $40.
$40 for like a physical retail copy for the Xbox One or PS4. $30 for a digital copy for the next gen. $30 for a physical copy of Xbox 360 and PS3.
Okay. So basically,
and then downloadable is $20.
Yeah.
Okay. So one, I think it's of note that a lot of companies in the future are going to charge less for downloadable titles. Yeah. Instead of physical copies. I think that's actually pretty cool.
Xbox is running a program right now that they're going to start charging less for.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it makes complete sense.
Will you guys spend $40 for 2 hours of gameplay?
I might spend 20. Actually, let me say this. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe he phrased it as if you play straight through, it will be 2 hours. But that kind of says
differs.
that I mean it leaves room that you might. I mean, you probably have like side missions and stuff like that.
There is stated there's like some side missions, but it's not a lot.
So we're getting we are at most we could say we're getting like 3 hours,
3
to
4 stretching.
I think it's like so someone had said me and Andrew started playing the Last of Us Left Behind DLC today, and someone said that was 2 hours,
2 to 3,
2 to 3 hours, and like we started playing. And the pace at which we were going, I was like, this might stretch into 4 hours.
I was looking around.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but that's what you do in games.
Yeah, exactly.
Is you explore a little bit.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's one of those things where it's like, if I go on a speed run like Mario, maybe I'll beat this game in like.
Well,
this isn't.
Was a Game Informer that did this? I think. They went and they played within 2 hours and they beat the first game mode perfectly. Mm-hmm. They had 3 hours with the game total, and they went back and played the game through again within 3 hours and played actually I think one more side mission because once they knew what to do they could just run through it like that and it didn't take like any time at all. But again, it gives you different playabilities because you could go and sneak in, you can go in full guns blazing, you could go rescue everyone other than just Chico and Paz, you could go and do the side missions. I mean,
well, and you know, this isn't an isolated incident. The first BioShock Infinite DLC, Barrel at Sea, Levine, he faced Levine. He faced a little bit of backlash when that came out because that was pretty short.
But again, it didn't cost $40.
Well, I mean, I don't know what it cost. It was downloadable.
I think it was $10 to $15.
You get a part of the pack. Okay, well, yeah.
Oh, I think it was like if you get the season pass, it was like $25 or something.
There was, and it just completely left my mind. Another DLC title. Shit.
There was the Clash in the Clouds, which was like an arena-based gameplay. There was
well, no, it was a separate franchise that put out.
Oh, okay.
And
it's not important.
No, okay, but yeah, I think I trust Hideo Kojima. And this is kind of, it's interesting because you look at way back Metal Gear Solid 2, that was only one game, but they had a 2 parts. The first part was the tanker part, and then the second part was a much larger game where you're.
I'd be pissed off if I paid $40 for the tanker part.
But you see, if it's a similar thing, and I think he's following a similar pattern with this. I think.
He is.
It's certainly Meteor, and I mean,
he better not make like some different guy the main character of the Phantom Pain.
Yeah, he could not.
If he did that, I would be so pissed off.
That would be.
You play as Kid Raiden or something.
Yeah, Kid Raiden.
During the what was it like
80s, I think.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think he has an artistic. I hate to use go back on art, but I mean, I think he has a vision for the story. Mm-hmm. I think he has a reason for making it 2 separate things. He wants to make it definitively different, and. In the end, I think it does really come down to price. I don't mind buying a 2-hour game. If that's the amount you want to give us at one time, that's fine. Do I want to pay $40 for it? I would probably prefer to download it, but you can, and it's cheaper, and that's about the right price. $20 for 2 hours. I mean.
But I think you're going to want to see this on next gen. A game like this, so you'll be spending actually $30.
Oh, so it's $30 on next gen.
It's $30
downloadable content.
Well, but we say if you actually play it out, if you take time to to go through it, it's about 3 hours. So again, that's like $10 for an hour. That generally works out well. Yeah, I mean. I'm not an economics expert, but
yeah, I mean, it was never me doubting that this game was going to be great or like those 2 hours are going to be the best 2 hours of my life.
Absolutely.
It's that I don't want to pay $40 for 2 hours.
Pay $30, man.
But I love physical copies. That's
Me
what
too.
I am.
No,
and I'm thinking about maybe just going to like start my Game Informer or not Game Informer, my GameFly account again, rent it for like 2 days, for the day that I need it, play through it, and then buy it a year later when it's on sale for $10.
I think you messed up because you just gave our millions of listeners that idea. So now they're gonna go.
Somebody's pissed at you. Hideo Kojima is cursing you right
our
now.
Millions of viewers.
Yeah, now they're gonna go, and you're not gonna be able to get the game.
Silent majority of viewers out there.
I'm playing through Peace Walker again right now. I love Metal Gear. It's my top probably 3 franchises.
Can I borrow your PS3 and play MGS4?
Okay.
Please.
Don't ask him on the podcast so you try to embarrass him by saying no.
Dean's already asked me for the PS3.
Oh, fuck Dean.
Okay.
I love you, Dean. I'm kidding.
On to some Sony news.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm starting this out by saying something that is rarely said.
Mm-mm.
I think I was wrong, guys.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. As of February 8th, Sony has sold 5.3 million PS4 units. As of December, Sony had announced that it had sold 4.2 million PS4 units, which means roughly in the month of January they sold 1.1 million PS4 units. Now, more data was released that said that in January, the next closest next-gen console only sold half of that, which was the Xbox One.
Right.
So basically, the overall news is that Sony is far ahead in Xbox One in sales right now. Microsoft sold half what they did in January, and the PS4 hasn't released in Japan yet.
That was the thing when I read that. I was like, holy Christ. Because, I mean, look.
Every Japanese person is going to buy a PS4.
I don't care what Microsoft is saying about Japan. They're never going to be able to beat Sony in Japan.
No.
So, I mean, this is...
I mean, look at Metal Gear Solid or Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. It was canceled for 360 because there's no one wanting it over there.
Let's put it this way. Vita sell in Japan. That gives you some context as to the dominance that Sony has over that market.
I mean, and before, if you took the Japanese thing out of the equation, I probably would tell you that we've only been 2 months. We're only 2 months into the year.
Yeah.
It's a long year. There are a lot of really big releases coming for the Xbox One. Mm-hmm. That being said, I think Sony at this point, it's not even about this console. It's about the consumer base that they have built over 3 console generations, and the fact that people, like we said on our preview podcast for 2014, there are people who have had 3 generations of Sony consoles, and they know that when it comes to exclusives, when it comes to, for the most part, graphics, like that kind of stuff, technical improvement, just, sustainability, knowing that you're going to have a good purchase, Sony is the surest bet. Mm-hmm. And, I think that's just what you're looking at now. And I still think Xbox One is going to sell pretty well because, I mean, they certainly have a market themselves, but it looks like at this point that Sony is just going to run away with it.
Okay. Andrew?
I had no doubt that PS4 was going to outsell Xbox One this year. What I still do think is that Xbox One could have a better year as in games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, certainly.
They actually have a really good 2014 lineup.
And I could see maybe the Xbox One trying to... I can easily see the system just flip-flopping this year, or not this year, but this console generation. Mm-hmm. And PS4 would be like, oh yeah, I'm on the hot shot, I go to this. They kind of get sloppy then, and the Xbox One's like, let me get all these exclusives and try and build up our power. I feel it could happen, especially with the new CEO coming in.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
Sony,
Microsoft.
Oh, really?
Microsoft got a new CEO. Well, I think Sony really understands the value of their IPs. I think they'll defend them. I think they're going to have more as time goes on. I think they'll grow their IP base like Microsoft. I think that was something that Microsoft sort of lacked last console generations. They let a lot of their IPs go, and I think Sony. You're supposed to learn from history.
Yeah.
I think Sony overall is a pretty smart company. I think they'll figure it out.
I mean, we could probably relate them to sports teams. Xbox One is the
Sony Entertainment or Sony Online Entertainment. Which one? Because Sony Online Entertainment pretty sucks.
No one knows. Okay.
There's many different companies in Sony.
Yeah. There was a new trailer released this week for The Order 1886.
Speaking of controversy. Yeah. Well, not about the trailer, but I mean, we'll get to that. Continue.
Okay. So, after seeing the trailer, guys, are you more or less excited for this game?
Less, actually.
Yeah, less.
Really? They didn't show any gameplay. And on another note, and this is, just me, but I mean, what they did show, they had a narration in the CGI stuff, and they showed a bit of the characters.
It's all in-game footage.
Is it?
Yeah,
they don't have... It looked amazing.
They don't have...
In that case...
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
180 on the...
No, but what I was going to say was, it just seemed like, to me, it was like the story was going to be like an excuse for people to talk in oldie speak. And fight. No, I get that, but you can still write.
They have electro guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different.
No. What I'm saying is just the dialogue and stuff, and I'm not sure about it. Mm-hmm. You can write interesting Game of Thrones. You can write stuff interesting when you have
Downton Abbey.
Like Downton Abbey. No, it just
Collin.
No. Look, I will defend that the first few seasons of that show were really fucking good.
Andrew.
But yeah, Andrew, that's my little caveat.
So
Andrew.
Yes.
More or less excited?
Less excited. Again, they didn't show really any gameplay. It was just all cinematics, and it didn't look too interesting. It was kind of okay, it's a beautiful game. That's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah. I actually think I'm gonna take the reverse. I'm actually more excited for it. I saw it, and I think they're building their own little lore, which I'm excited for. and I knew it was gonna be a good looking game.
Yeah.
God, it's a good looking game. Like
they want you to see individual threads in their jackets. Huh. That's their goal.
Yeah.
I could see it becoming Sony's counterpart to Gears of War. In the Gears of War, great gameplay experience. Kind of interesting story, but at the end the I know it was sad with Dom and stuff, and it tugged your heartstrings at some point. But my point is, it's just you have these cardboard cutout squad members. There's a leader, and then there's the chick, and then there's all this stuff. Yeah, I could just see it kind of being.
I mean,
don't diss the Coltrane.
Oh, okay. No, hey, no one's just the Coltrane, okay?
I mean, the guys have muscles as big as my torso.
Yeah.
What do you expect from a game like that?
No, that's true. Yeah. Actually, and what I was talking about the controversy, we should mention this quickly. I think somebody, editor at IGN, Collin Moriarty, saw the game, and he expressed concerns about where it was, which some people got, and it might have been a little bit fanboyish, the backlash. But he said that the footage and this was gameplay footage. He said it for them being an important development to show him that footage. It was concerning that it was at the quality that it was at. So I mean that's just take that for what you will. But there's a bit of a backlash on that, and so he seemed a little bit worried. Again, we'll see. Do they have a release date for it?
You're not supposed to mention other companies on this podcast, right?
Okay, but
we can if we want.
Whoa, man, whoa.
I mentioned Game Informer, GameFly.
You just gave IGN some free advertising.
Oh, hey, because we were challenging him until then.
Also, just IGN is the base of what all these 1080p things are coming at.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which they're basically Sony fanboys.
I disagree.
I would agree.
I disagree with that.
Look at any message board. It's all, go back to IGN, Sony fanboy.
But that's message boards.
I know, but
most of them are.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Have a head up their ass.
I know, but I'm saying.
I think early on for the console wars, I think they focused on whatever the users were saying at that time. They held polls and things like that. And their polls showed Sony winning. They can't do anything about that.
But they put out all Sony focused stuff first.
I honestly think that's contrived. Look, now hold on a minute. I'll be the first one to condemn the majority of video game journalism, but I think in comparison to everything else, I honestly think that a lot of that is just trumped up fanboy outrage. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of dismissive to a lot of people who make a lot of good points, as I said, but I think a lot of that, this saying oh, they're PlayStation people, they're Xbox people, that's mostly bullshit, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Switching to some Microsoft news.
Hey.
The Xbox One Media Remote, which me and Andrew mentioned on our last podcast, finally has a release date. And it's going to release not an exact date. It's releasing in March. So, it's next month.
Yeah. For $24.99.
$25, man. Don't lie to people.
It says $24.99.
Because once that sale tax comes,
yeah, well, of course,
you're not paying $24.99.
Yeah, it's $25.
It's $25. So, it's pretty good. I actually was expecting it to be more money.
No,
and it works.
Yeah.
You said you tested it out.
No, we didn't test it out.
God, who do you think I am? I'm not IGN. Yeah. We mentioned it on our last podcast.
Oh, you mentioned it. Okay.
Why would we test it out? We don't.
Because Microsoft just gives us all the exclusive.
Yeah, right. We're
clearly
Microsoft people here at Retro Requiem.
It's just be an easy way to control your Xbox without having to turn on the controller.
I think it's cool.
I mean,
every Xbox has had a media remote for it.
Whoopsie fucking do. I honestly could give a shit about all this.
This is serious. I use my PS3 for my DVD player to watch YouTube clips at times and things like that. So a lot of times when you're using a regular remote, that it gets in the way.
Okay, I mean,
I'm telling you, it gets in the way. Especially if I'm watching
Netflix.
Netflix, I bump the controller, it fast forwards halfway through the fucking movie. I see the end. We're supposed to see a ghost. Then I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah. Okay, no, that was dismissive of me. It's not something I care about.
No.
Yeah, if you're someone who uses it,
you got deep pockets.
Yeah, right.
Those deep $25 pockets.
$25.
Those Jay-Z.
Yeah, true religion.
I think it's cool. Yeah, but again, I'm not gonna get it because I don't have that $25 deep pocket. Mm-hmm. I'm just glad that unlike the original Xbox, you don't need to have it.
Yeah.
Because
you need
the original Xbox, you needed the remote to play DVDs and fast forward and stuff.
That's super ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
How much? What? Okay, and it's not.
It came free with my bundle. I got a bundle for the original Xbox.
Awesome.
Yeah.
If you haven't checked out Retro Requiem's website, go do it right now and go read more about Andrew Wagner's Titanfall impressions. But Andrew, for those people who can't read,
Collin, this is for you.
All right, yeah,
please, help him out.
I'm all ears.
Share a short, your impressions about Titanfall. What do you think so far?
I thought it was a very well polished game, and it's ready to come out right now. The game looks amazing. Gameplay feels tight. It feels great. It feels balanced, and that's the most important. That's really most important right there. The maps are amazing. They're huge, not huge, but they're big in scale because you have to have these Titans walk around, at least like 6 per team on them. Right. But then they have so many intricate like hallways and like ways to get in buildings, and you can run on everything in that game.
And that mechanic works out, the wall running?
You just jump and you start running.
I've seen it in action.
It's like, if you come in contact with the wall, you'll start running across the
it looked cool. It's just, there's so many things in this game that seem to be, that had to be, exactly,
Infinity War, Respawn.
Yeah.
Respawn. My bad. The true Infinity War.
I think they should call themselves that.
They should.
I think EA would, or Activision would probably sue them.
Yeah, Activision would sue them. EA wouldn't. I mean, they work for EA.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
They outdid themselves with this game so far.
Wow.
They're good at multiplayer. They made Call of Duty.
Yeah, of course.
They just probably redefined what multiplayer should be.
Yeah.
For Titanfall?
No, what it should be.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
what it should be. It should be that fun. It should be that interactive. It should be everything. But there are some complaints. It's only 6v6.
Yeah.
But it feels good because they do throw in bots. They're stupid, but like instead of running from one map to the other trying to find a person, you get killed right away.
Yeah.
You go across that map, you'll find enemy bots. You can shoot them, get a few points, keep running, find a player, kill them, keep going, more bots.
Yeah.
So it's always something going on, and the battle just feels epic.
Yeah, I never had. I can understand why people would have a problem with 6v6, but I wouldn't, since it's not single player, it's all multiplayer. Yep. I think you need some cannon fodder in there to kind of boost yourself a bit. So yeah, I'm fine with that in concept.
I haven't played Titanfall beta, but just for the point of playing devil's advocate, our staff member Dean Yankowski has played Titanfall, and he thinks it's really good. But he does think the bots and the 6v6 hold it back from being great. And I haven't played it. That's just his.
I mean, 6v6 really isn't that bad because normal Call of Duty is 8v8, 2 extra people on a team. Yeah. Not that big of a deal. Also, the bots. I mean, they're there. You don't have to kill them if you don't want to. They barely pose as
you don't have to kill them if you don't want to.
They don't pose a threat to you. It's not like, oh my gosh, they must die.
I think that's the complaint, is that they don't pose a threat to you.
I mean, if you are playing stupid and you just stand there, they will kill you. If you're in a bot, they will fire rockets at you. So it's like they're pose a threat, not much, but enough that you kind of have to be like, I'm going to shoot you in the face now.
Microsoft is actually running a sale right now on the Xbox 360. And a couple really cool titles are on sale right now. I'm just going to run down the list. Portal 2 is 67% off.
Nice.
Mass Effect is 75% off. Azora's Wrath is 81% off.
81? How much is that now?
Jesus.
I don't know how they decided on these numbers. 81% off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dirt 3 is 80% off. Driver San Francisco is 67% off. Fable 3 is 50% off. Batman Arkham City is 75% off. If you haven't played Batman Arkham City,
you should probably
Peter Patton.
You should probably do that.
Play the goddamn game.
He's busy, Brian.
He's
always busy.
Motocross Madness is 80% off.
Sure.
Alan Wake's American Nightmare, which isn't the full game, it's like a DLC, I guess.
It's a standalone DLC. It's fun.
70% off. Guardians of Middle Earth, I played that game. I hate that game. 93% off.
Yeah, I'm not a big MOBA fan.
Yeah, it just... A mobile on consoles just didn't feel right.
That's Monolith. That's Monolith Studios.
It is. They're doing Shadow of Mordor. Mordor.
Oh, Assassin's Creed Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Lord of the Rings. They are doing that.
Let's keep on going. Dungeons and Dragons Daggerdale 80% off. Rock Band Blitz 73% off. 73. That's a weird number.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Dust and Elysian Tale 80% off.
Wait, Rock Band 3 73% off?
Rock Band Blitz.
Yeah, Blitz.
No.
Is that inferior to the...
It's not a real game.
Oh, okay.
It's like a tap button game. I don't know.
Okay, I think we all would recommend Arkham City is the best game on that list.
Absolutely.
Portal 2 is Portal 2 I think would be a close second.
I would say they're both up there. Yeah. I wouldn't... Okay. Actually, I'd probably choose Portal 2. But regardless, they're both great games.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. On to the Nintendo news.
Okay, what? There's Nintendo news?
Yeah, I was going to say,
that's the end of the podcast. Yeah.
Well, nice. Nice. Okay. we're just gonna really run down the only thing that really matters with Nintendo's console, and that's about Super Smash Brothers.
Yep.
The new Super Smash Brothers, which still doesn't have a title, I don't think.
It's just Super Smash Brothers. Period.
Wasn't there something about Universe or something?
They haven't said
They
anything
could have
yet.
said U for Universe, and it's on Wii U.
That
So
makes sense.
Okay.
I think you just do Super.
Really quickly, I'm just gonna run down the list of characters who are returning.
Go ahead.
Bowser, Diddy Kong. Thank God, I love Diddy Kong. Donkey Kong. We promised we'd bring him back. Fox, King BDD, Kirby, Link, Lucario, which to me they could have moved on. I don't.
Seriously, go back to Mewtwo.
I mean, choose a new Pokemon.
Or choose a
Pokemon.
yeah.
Zelda.
Okay.
Luigi, Mario,
Yep.
Link, and Toon Link. So Colin's really excited.
Toon Link is.
Yeah, Toon Link is coming back.
That's nice.
They said, but since they had Wind Waker HD come out this year, they're gonna change his moveset a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
Which I actually really like.
That's cool. Yeah.
New characters: Little Mac from Punch Out, Villager from Animal Crossing, because you're just a nameless villager.
Yeah, you should.
Wii Fit Trainer from Wii Fit.
That's gonna be my character.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
It watch it be incredibly overpowered. Just, like, if you
Squats.
If you master, you can kill everybody on screen in like a second.
Rosalina and Luma from Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh yeah, I actually just played that. So.
And the biggest name I think on this list, Mega Man.
Mega Man, absolutely.
Everyone's been wanting Mega Man.
So Snake. They haven't announced.
Nope,
Snake is... yet. I doubt he comes back on this one.
That's too bad.
Even though, I mean, Metal Gear Solid 5 isn't coming out for Nintendo.
Sonic neither.
Oh, Sonic 2. I'm sorry, I forgot to.
You forgot Sonic.
I did forget Sonic. I'm sorry.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know what? Wait. Is it going to be new Sonic?
Is it going to be updated with a scarf?
Or is she going to have...
fucking...
What is it? Sonic Boom? Sonic Boom?
Sonic Boom. I don't know.
Colin, you weren't here for that.
I don't know why.
Me and Andrew are both excited for that.
Really?
It's better than what they have.
Yes.
You know what? You know what? I can't even fucking argue with that.
They could change it. I mean,
look, they should take Sonic out to pasture and put him down like Old Yeller. But you can make a profit, I guess.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, anytime you put Sonic's name in a game, it's gonna get attention.
He hasn't been relevant since 1999.
Whoa! Sonic Lost World. That game sucked.
Sonic All Stars Racing.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Oh, Sonic Racing. Yeah.
Don't forget.
It's actually supposed to be happy.
He was a werehog, Colin.
20 years.
He was a werehog. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
He used a sword, Colin. Don't disrespect him.
Why was he a werehog?
The best thing you got going for you is like Sonic Heroes in the last 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
Holy
actually, that was the last one I actually played and enjoyed. And that wasn't even that great. I
played Sonic All-Star Racing.
I heard it was alright. I heard it was Peter loves it.
It was fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's
not my favorite karting. I mean, Crash Team Racing has that.
And that's the end of our Nintendo news. So now here at Retro Requiem, we have recently diversified ourselves into different forms of media entertainment.
Yes.
And so now we're going to cover some really quick movie news. The cast for the 2015 Fantastic Four reboot has been announced.
I'm glad they're rebooting it.
Oh, of course.
They're not going to get Jessica Alba back. Sorry.
Come on. Don't interrupt me, guys.
Sorry.
Jessica Alba's too old.
I'm the host. I'd still bang you. Miles Teller is going to play Mr. Fantastic.
He looks the part.
I recognize him in face only, but yeah.
Kate Mara is going to play the Invisible Woman.
Yeah.
I don't like her for some reason.
Jamie Bell is... Have you ever watched House of Cards?
Yeah.
They're talented.
No, she's a good actress. I just, for some reason, there's something about her face.
She's a very cold character.
That just makes me like...
But let me just finish the list. Jamie Bell is the Thing, and the most surprising casting, Michael B. Jordan is the Human Torch.
Which I mean, is he adopted?
Okay,
that's our theory.
There's a lot of controversy surrounding it.
I don't give a shit.
Wait.
Good for him. I mean,
okay, there's a lot of controversy surrounding it because it's like some people were like, "Oh, the Human Torch isn't black," and some people were like, "Well, you're racist for saying that he wasn't black."
But he wasn't. I mean,
no. But look, you get the best actor you can for the situation.
I know. I'm saying if they would have made Sue Storm and Johnny Storm both black, I would have been completely fine with it.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
But now the one has to be adopted, or it has to be like some kind of pigment disorder.
No, I mean, you know what? They could have got
the chick who plays Moneypenny now.
No, I was gonna say the chick who plays in Walking Dead, who plays Sasha in Walking Dead. I don't know what the actress' name is.
Oh, did I not?
Sasha?
No, she's a new character.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of talented African, but I mean, the point is, I honestly don't care.
Yeah.
If you get a good actor for any position,
I just want to hear their rationale behind
how they're
I honestly
hear the backstory.
I honestly hope they don't. I honestly hope they just
Just roll with it.
No, just leave it as a back. Like you, honestly, you write that in because that's good writing. You write everything. You have a backstory to everything. I feel like they don't even need to like address it all.
Don't mention it at all.
Don't mention it at all.
Just have maybe one like little like thing there, like a half.
I can see the family resemblance, like a joke at some point.
Not even a joke. No, I'm just saying like there's like almost they make like one half reference to it. But I'm just saying it doesn't have to be a big deal.
I'm not adverse to it. I just think they made more work for themselves in a way because now you have to like write in something like they're adopted,
maybe,
or like they're half black and half white, and like Andrew was saying, like I don't know, they could have just found a Caucasian. I like Michael B. Jordan a lot though. Oh, yeah. So I'm at the same time, and in Chronicle, his character was very similar.
I really like Chronicle.
That was a really good movie.
I really like Chronicle.
And so maybe he's gonna blow it out of the water. I hope
in retrospect, it's Green Goblin versus Johnny Storm, right?
As a side note, yes. Michael B. Jordan is a talented basketball player.
Was he in the All-Star game?
He was in the All-Star game.
He was in the Celebrity All-Star game, and he was, as the kids say, balling.
Oh.
Balling. No lie?
Good for him.
No lie.
We fly high.
Okay.
It is. Okay.
The new poster for the new Godzilla movie came out. Yes. Collin contained himself.
Oh. Where does that take place, Brian?
I thought... Okay, there's some controversy at Retro Requiem because I looked at Skyline and Andrew was like, that's not the New York Skyline be. I was like, no, dick bag. Like, it's New York.
It's not New York.
It's not New York. It takes place in the city of San Francisco. Yeah. Godzilla in the poster, the big news is that his size.
He's fucking huge.
Comparative to the buildings. Okay, some really quick facts here.
Yeah.
He is twice as big as the tallest building in that shot, which is the Trans-American Pyramid.
Trans-American Pyramid?
Yeah, whatever. That skyscraper stands 48 floors tall.
Yeah.
So that makes Godzilla's like about twice as big as that building is. So Godzilla's about 100 stories tall. Just to give you a reference, he's fucking huge.
Look, I since in the last tried an American reboot of Godzilla, they had him somehow escape into the streets of he evaded helicopters in between the skyscrapers in New York City. That's fucking retarded.
Ferris Bueller is a beast, and you don't disrespect him on this podcast.
Fuck. No, I can't say fuck Ferris Bueller. Fuck, what's his name? Matthew Broderick.
Yo, Matthew Broderick's good.
Fuck Matthew Broderick.
Don't disrespect him.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, Matthew Broderick. That movie's... Why the fuck did you make that movie, Matthew Broderick?
He was desperate.
Godzilla.
It was Godzilla too. He didn't know they were gonna do that. Even though they were gonna make it.
He should have turned tail and run once he read the script.
He didn't know they were gonna make Godzilla. But, he can't predict that.
God, that fucking movie. But no, good. He's fucking ginormous. Yeah. Good for them.
Collin is a huge Godzilla fan.
Enormous.
I was a Godzilla fan.
I wasn't a big Godzilla fan back in the day.
When I was younger, like one of my first toys was a giant Godzilla.
Okay, really quickly as another point of reference, King Kong stood on top of a building.
Yeah.
Like Godzilla's twice the size of.
You can't have King Kong versus Godzilla.
So King Kong
would be like as big as his foot.
Basically.
Godzilla. Yeah. Godzilla could be Denzel Washington.
I'm actually
in a
really
remake
excited for the
of Training Day because King Kong ain't got shit on him. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, we're all excited for that. I think.
Okay. Are you guys ready for the best news of the segment?
Oh, boy.
Best news, really?
Best news that we've ever heard in this year.
Oh, boy.
Are you guys ready for the release of Space Jam 2?
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Let's go! Space Jam. Woo!
Hope it's better than the
Space
first one.
Space Jam 2 is coming out. And the star will be LeBron James.
It's going to suck.
Is he going to start off playing baseball?
I think he's gonna do like curling, and the Winter Olympics are going. He's gonna like curl,
Probably.
and he's gonna be like.
Or I'll try and be a wide receiver.
I actually would love it if they mocked like Michael Jordan playing baseball by having him do something.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah. I think that would be great. I love the first Space Jam. I think nostalgia makes things like great, and I know some of our staff members, including
everyone.
Colin's never even seen the movie.
I haven't, but I mean,
went back watched.
Lucky.
They went back watched the movie and they said it wasn't good. But my argument is, how many movies can you go back that we watch as kids and we loved as kids are actually gonna be good? I watched
any Disney movie.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, no. Obviously there are exceptions to this rule. But like the original Ninja Turtles, if you go back and watch the original Ninja Turtles, I'm the biggest Ninja Turtle fan on the planet. If you go back and watch the original Ninja Turtles in the 80s,
I like it.
It's awful.
I like it.
No, it's awful.
I like it. It's so corny. I love it.
That's what the first Space Jam is.
No, first Space Jam is not just corny.
Bill Murray comes in the fourth quarter and plays basketball along with who's the Seinfeld character, the fat guy?
Newman
comes in and gets flattened and they pump him back up. with a air pump.
I feel I should see this movie someday so I can.
You should.
Well, now we have to. I was gonna say don't because
I'm gonna search eBay for a Blu-ray copy of that.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, I love it. I still love it.
I'd give it to Brian for his birthday.
Looney Tunes have actually stayed relevant.
It's true. Well,
and they actually had a cartoon. I've seen it, and it's actually really good.
Really?
Yeah.
The new Looney Tunes are actually really good, and I think it keeps the intelligent humor that made it really good back in the day. A lot of kids shows are actually getting really good reboots too. Like the Ninja Turtles reboot, I've heard is actually really good.
It is pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Like I've seen it.
It's probably going to be much better than Michael Bay.
Oh.
That's pretty much a given.
Son of a bitch! You had to mention that.
I do. I have to mention every time Ninja Turtles.
You had to freaking ruin this great podcast news with this freaking. God.
Let's move on.
They're not aliens, at least.
Well, that was last.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh God, I forgot about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Come on, we got Guardians of the Galaxy.
Fuck Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Space Jam 2. Okay, the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer released this week.
Excited.
Woo! Okay.
Very excited.
Guys,
very excited.
Give me your initial thoughts on that trailer.
Excellent. It's everything because I mean, obviously, the first reaction people had when they announced Guardians of the Galaxy is, "What the fuck is Guardians of the Galaxy?" Same thing for Ant-Man. Mm-hmm. But the thing you have to do, the way you have to treat these movies when you're dipping into the more shallow end of the Marvel comic book character pool is treat it with humor. Mm-hmm. If people don't know what the fuck it is, good. Treat it like that. You take that and use it as a way to give some humor to it. Don't treat it too seriously, and that's exactly what that trailer was.
Mm-hmm. Who are you, Star-Lord?
Yeah, who? Oh yeah, no, it's great. And I mean, the only thing I was kind of like, was Zoe Saldana's makeup, but I mean, it's. But besides that, I mean,
I think Batista's makeup looks really good.
Yeah, it really does.
But he looks.
I'm pumped for. Greatest prediction that I didn't have for 2014, the podcast, is greatest bromance in film this year will be Groot and Rocket Raccoon.
Of course!
Rocket Raccoon looks so amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And just the CGI on him is
so amazing. You can see the individual hairs and stuff.
Like, he's arguably the best looking character. And we saw Desolation of Smog, but there's never been a character with fur like that. Maybe King Kong.
Yeah.
His fur was actually really good. But, I mean, he looks like a fucking raccoon.
Yeah.
I mean, the animation Planet of the Apes is pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, that's true.
I could see a fucking raccoon wearing a space jumper in the street next tomorrow, and it would look like he does in that trailer.
Yeah, no, it's excited. Very excited. Yeah.
Vin Diesel's Groot, and it makes me happy.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, it's Iron Giant. Iron Giant is back.
Oh, I know.
But as Groot.
Yeah, as Groot.
I bet you he has, like, some of the best one-liners.
Oh,
As
absolutely.
a wooden tree thing.
Yeah.
As an ant.
Yeah.
Okay, and on that, we're going to end this podcast.
Yep.
We're ending it?
Yeah.
Anything else?
You are forgetting.
I'm forgetting. What am I going to
add? Bring up what's
okay.
Else? You got demoted to host again.
I know. I got demoted to host again. Okay. So we're also going to be talking about Arrow and the new formation of Suicide Squad.
See, I was gonna totally ignore that show.
What? I'm out of the loop.
The show Arrow.
I don't know. Like
the show Arrow is bringing Suicide Squad to TV now.
I feel like they're gonna fuck it up.
I'm not gonna lie to you. They look kind of corny.
They look kind of corny.
They look kind of corny to me.
Why do they look corny?
Dude, the one guy had like the little corny little eye patch.
That is Deadshot. Deadshot has it.
But you can think of a better character design for Deadshot. He just looked like a dude with an eye patch. Deadshot has more.
Not really.
Yeah, he does.
Deadshot wears a
balaclava.
Yeah, there we go. And a eye patch that has the red eye on it. That's what he wears.
It didn't even have the red eye on it.
Yes, it did. Well, not that close. We saw a picture from far away.
From far away. They weren't using a goddamn telescope to look at this motherfucking eye.
If they did, you would see it.
No, I mean, I would think we'd be further back. Like, it'd be like looking at Mars. Like, that far away. That's what... Anyhow.
You don't got that joke.
I don't know. Like, Arrow's good. I like the first season because it seemed to be more realistic. This season, while still, like... It's still good. It's definitely still good. But at the same time, it's getting a little bit kind of... They're diving into the comic characters, and it kind of doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It almost feels like having comic... Like, very comic book versions of villains in, like, Christopher Nolan's Batman universe. It's kind of what it feels like. And, like, the first season, he was just straight killing dudes with arrows. I love that. Like, I think it was very, like, very realistic, very gritty take on it. And this season, you know, he's been the hero, which I like as a character transition. But I don't know. Overall, I think long term, the season's gonna kind of degrade. It'll get like Smallville, where it'll have its like run as is pretty good, and then it just like fall off after a while.
Well, I mean that's what happened to every TV show usually.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, it's more.
I'm just saying, I really like this season. Actually, I'm really into it. I think they're doing the characters well. I mean, they're doing it comic booky, but also gritty at the same time. Mm-hmm. Like, they're going so far. Like, but they can't just throw out a guy, like, and make him super Marvel comic booky.
Yeah.
Because I think of Marvel Universe as the comic book universe and DC as the gritty universe because that's how they're going right now.
Yeah. I think it's a mistake for DC a lot
Absolutely.
of the time.
It is.
No, it is, yeah.
Especially with Man of Steel. But we're not gonna delve into that.
But I think Arrow is the best superhero TV show in a while. So
I think we're looking forward
out of
Smallville, the Wonder Woman show.
Oh god.
Wait, so Linda Carter, we're going all the way back to Linda Carter. Yeah. Now you know that. Oh, Lois and Clark. I never even watched that. I didn't watch a single episode.
How old were we when that came out?
Probably like in diapers still.
Yeah, but in general, I think we're all looking forward.
I don't think it really messed up the Flash.
That was stupid. The way
he was like a fanboy.
Well, and then what is like speed lightning or something struck him.
The particle accelerator was getting messed up because of the storm, so it actually stopped and sent out this giant pulse wave of like accelerated particles.
Yeah.
And he opened up his
thing like Frankenstein.
Yeah, and lightning struck through.
I didn't like the thing. I was fine until the thing. Like when he opens up that big thing and then lightning has to strike him. I feel like the lightning could have just struck his building and they could have traveled.
Well,
and shocked him.
You see, they saved budget by not actually showing the particle accelerator. So
that's true.
Yeah, it's. I'm sorry, I can't get excited for this.
Okay. Is there any other news I'm missing?
Anything else?
No, I don't think.
Okay, we're good. Well, we're gonna end this segment. Once again, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube page because we have some amazing gameplay, including our Retro Rivalry series. Me and Andrew are all tied up to this point, right?
Yeah. Okay,
so signing off, Andrew Wagner.
See you guys.
Collin McConnell.
Bye.
Come back to Retro Requiem for more reviews, news, and videos.
Brad's a bitch.